this week in classes, I've been talking about gentleness and how we can offer ourselves kindness as we learn to grow, like as we learn to be kind and gentle with ourselves. This is a process that I think we sometimes forget is also important, and it's kind of this other side of being strong and resilient is we also be gentle with ourselves and kind with ourselves in that process of growth when we're still figuring things out, and thinking about how we can practice being gentle with ourselves at each level. So with our physical bodies, right? Knowing when we maybe say no instead of yes, with our hearts, being gentle when something emotionally charged is coming up within us. Can we acknowledge that, okay, I'm having this feeling and this sensation, and that is okay. And with our minds, being gentle with how we speak to ourselves, but also how we react to the natural habit patterns of our minds, because I've been involved in teaching and offering a little bit more in the meditation side of this practice. And so often people talk about how their mind starts to wander and then they get frustrated with themselves. And then they are forcing their mind back to the moment. And I'm just thinking about how when we're trying to teach a child something, if we were to offer that same approach, I don't know if the learning would have the same impact than if we were gentle and kind in that process of, okay, my mind has wandered, and that is fine. That is the pattern of my mind at this moment. And I just gently bring it back to the focus point of here and now. And it's not that I've done something wrong, that my mind has done something wrong, that my mind is bad, or that I am bad. It's just that I'm learning and I'm going through this process, and it takes time. And so to be gentle with ourselves, to be kind with ourselves as we expand, as we transform, has been the theme of my practices this week. So perhaps there's some piece of that that rings true for you. Maybe there's room to practice gentleness on your yoga mat today, and then to carry that with you into the rest of your week. So we'll start with a little meditation, either seated or on your belly, because we're going to be eventually moving from a belly down shavasana. So maybe finding a comfortable seat, or if you want to, lying down onto your front side, maybe stacking your hands to make a little pillow for your forehead. And once you found a comfortable shape, just taking a moment to shift towards the movement of your breath. Shift your focus towards the rise of your inhale and the release of your exhale. As you continue to make contact with your breath, moving with your breath through your body, moving your awareness with inhale and exhale. And start to take a deeper breath in on your next cycle. And from that deeper breath in, a slower breath out. This practice of gentleness can be important when we're learning something new, or when we're maybe relearning something. It's a reminder to set aside an expectation of doing something perfectly or doing something correct the first time. It is a lens of compassion that allows us to make mistakes, to be where we're at, and to meet ourselves there. And through that, we can acknowledge the importance of the process, the importance of the journey. And perhaps there's a lesson along the way that we need to learn. That if we had been able to do something perfectly or correct the first time, he wouldn't receive that same lesson or message. And so continuing to deepen your breath. Also start to notice anything that's bubbling up within your heart and your mind. Maybe noticing the tone of the thoughts as they move through. And as we lean back in our awareness, we practice not judging what comes up for us. We practice allowing our thoughts and feelings to move through us, noticing what's coming up, being compassionate and gentle. We can recognize that when we were born, we didn't have all the tools to move through the turbulence or the ups and downs that as adults we sometimes have to face. The challenges and difficulties that can be placed on our path. Each new challenge is a new experience we're adapting to and learning how to move through. And so can we be kind to ourselves through that process? In this last moment, maybe making an intention, setting an intention for your own practice. Something that you would like to hold with you so that your practice embodies more than just the physical strength and flexibility that the postures, the asana offers. And as you bring that intention to heart and mind, if you're in a seat, maybe bringing one or both hands to your heart. And we'll take 3 rounds of cleansing breath. Go ahead and take a really deep inhale through your nose, fill up your lungs. And then an open mouth exhale, release that whole breath away. Again, deep breath in through your nose. And a cleansing exhale out. Once more, a deep breath in, fill up. And open mouth exhale to release. And take your time, slowly start to find your way into a belly down Shavasana. Again, stacking your hands to create a little pillow for your forehead. We'll just take 3 slow breaths here. Maybe taking your hips a little side to side to release your low back. Allow yourself to sink into the support of the earth. Allow the shape to offer your body a sensation of grounding. Then from your belly down Shavasana, you're going to start to slide your left knee out to the left into a belly down half frog. So creating a 90-degree angle from your left hip joint to your left knee joint to your left ankle joint. Then we're going to add in a shoulder stretch here. So reach your right arm out to the right. So your right hand and elbow are in line with your right shoulder. And as you look to the left, you're going to gecko your left fingertips to the earth. Pressing through your left fingertips and a little bit of engagement through your core, you're going to take your left toes towards the right side of your body. So you're creating this big stretch through your right shoulder, your right bicep, the right side of your chest. Collarbones are wide. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, just slow motion rolling back onto your belly, belly down Shavasana. Send both legs long. Maybe make that pillow for your forehead again. You're going to slide your right knee out to the right. So you're in your belly down half frog, second side. Gentle opening through your right hip. And then once you've given that hip opening itself a moment, you're going to reach your left arm out to the left for your wing pose, your shoulder stretch. Looking over to the right, tighten your right fingertips on the earth. Then use your core and your right hand to send your right foot to the left side of your mat. Opening up through your left side, your heart space. Take one more deep breath in here. And then as you breathe out, rolling back onto your belly, send both legs long, and this time slide your hands back by your low ribs and push to a child's pose. Send your hips to your heels, lengthen through your low back. Just take one big breath in. And then as you breathe out, walk your hands over to the left for a side body stretch along your right side. Root down through your right hand, reach your right hip back in space. And send a really big breath into your right side body. On your next inhale, walk your hands through center. And exhale your hands to the second side. Walk your hands to the right. Anchor down with your left palm. Reach back through your left hip and take a big breath. And start to breathe your way back to center and shift forward to your tabletop pose, all fours. We'll inhale to a cow shape. Begin to lift your heart, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. And exhale to your cat pose. Slowly round your spine, tuck your tailbone down to the earth. You press through your hands. And one more time through, inhale to your cow pose, heart and tailbone lift. And exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Then inhale to your cow pose one more time, heart and tailbone lift. And this time on your exhale, keep your hips high, walk your hands forward, and then dive either your forehead or your chest to the earth, coming into your puppy pose. After a moment in this heart opening, you're going to press through your palms, use your strong core to walk back into your tabletop pose, all fours. Then send your left leg out to the left in line with your left hip. You're going to plant the sole of your left foot to the earth and start to move your hips a little bit forward and back. So a gentle rootedness through your left foot, strength along your left leg. And as you shift forward and back, creating more space within your left hip joint. And from here, we're going to keep our left leg long, but shift forward so your shoulders are stacked over your wrists again. Slide your left toes to the back of your yoga mat, and then open up to a modified side plank facing the left side of your yoga mat. So left hand will reach up to the sky. Nice strong through your belly. From here, you're going to start to lift your left leg into a modified half moon. Flex your left foot. Feel the strength of your outer seat begin to light up. And then you can either stay here or maybe start to bend your left heel towards your seat. And then you have the option to reach with your left hand to catch your left foot if it's available. You're going to use your ribcage to slide your heart forward as you kick your foot back. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, slow and strong, go back into your modified half moon. So left leg lengthens out, left hand to the sky. And we're going to tip into a high plank pose. So left palm comes to the earth, left toe step back, then right toe step back to join. Take a slow breath in. And a slow exhale. Next inhale, shift forward towards your tippy toes, and then lower with control all the way to your belly. Try to keep the space between your shoulders and your ears as you descend all the way to the ground. And then untuck your toes, press your toenails, and breathe into your low cobra, feeling the strength along your spine. And exhale back to your belly. Then push back into tabletop pose, all fours. You might have to walk your knees a little bit forward to stack everything again. Reach your right foot out to the right, bringing the sole of your right foot to the earth. And begin to move your hips a little bit forward and back. Gentle pressure through your right foot. Rinsing through your right hip. Okay. And then shift your shoulders back over your wrists. Strong through your center. Slide your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. And then open to the right side of your mat into your modified side plank. Right hand reaches to the sky. Pull your belly in, and then as you're ready, begin to lift your right leg up into your modified half moon. Flex your foot, press your hips slightly forward. Then the outer right seat, really activate that outer glute area, super strong. Option to bend your right heel towards your seat. Option to reach with the right hand to catch right foot. And then begin to open your heart up. Think about the energy of the dancer's pose or a bow pose here. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to release back into your modified half moon. Give it a moment, and then high plank pose. Tipping into your high plank, take your in breath. And stay for your out breath. We'll breathe in to shift forward. Chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. With your in breath, open your heart up dog or maybe cobra. And then we'll make our way back to downward facing dog as you breathe out. Then take at least 2 cycles of breath just here in your downward facing dog. Check in to see how your body feels today in this moment. If you find some movement here, maybe softness in your knees, you can really focus on the length of your spine. And then we'll walk it forward into our forward fold, Uttanasana. And folding over for 2 cycles of breath to continue to open the backs of our legs. In your next inhale, begin to find your halfway lift. Creating as much space as you can from the crown of your head to your sits bones. And on your exhale, forward fold release. Slow and deep breath in, brings you all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, reach high to the sky. And then with your exhale, soften your knees and hinge forward again to your forward fold. Take your halfway lift, deep breath to lengthen, and exhale through your transition to downward facing dog. So option for a chaturanga, option for a different combination of shapes. But allowing your breath to guide you back to downward facing dog. And then from our downward facing dog, as you arrive, you're going to inhale your right leg up to the sky, finding a 3-legged dog. For this first one, we're going to flex our foot and then square our hips. So right hip point, knee and toes point down to the ground. Now keep your hips square, but bend your right heel to your seat like a little hamstring curl donkey kick. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Moving up to your fingertips, maybe cow lunge, left knee is going to hover. Reach forward through your chest as you inhale. And then exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen out through your legs, continuing to open through your hamstrings. From here, we're going to be moving to a warrior one. So as you bend into your right knee, adjust your left foot, rotate your left heel down to the earth. Hips are energetically squared to the front of your yoga mat. And then press through your feet and inhale to rise all the way up. Good. On your exhale, we're going to find airplane arms. So hinge your heart forward, send your wings back beside you. As you do so, you're going to spin onto the ball out of your left foot, squaring your left hip. Maybe come to your left big toe so you really feel the strength of your right leg. And then we'll spin open into a warrior two. So left heel spins to the earth. First, big opening through our right hip, other than that, belly down half frog. So maybe taking a moment to adjust and settle. From here, we'll inhale to reverse our warrior. Right hand reaches up. And then on your exhale, find your side angle pose. Left hand to the sky. And breathe in to reverse your triangle, right leg long, right hand tall. And with your exhale, windmill down into your chaturanga or go back to downward facing dog. So stepping back through high plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog. And from our downward facing dog, moving to second side, breathe your left leg up to the ceiling. Keep your leg long as you flex your foot and square your hip. And then hip stay square, bend your left heel to your seat. That hamstring curl, donkey kick, take a breath in. And on your exhale, place your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Cow lunge, right knee hovers, breathe your heart through. And then exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen both of your legs. Think about the length of your spine as well. Heart and tailbone are energetically lifting to the sky. When you're ready for your warrior one, you'll bend into your front knee. Adjust your right foot as needed. Sometimes the stance is a little bit wider or shorter. Once both feet are planted, press your feet and inhale to rise up slowly. Feel the power of your back leg as you square your hips towards the front of your yoga mat. And exhale, airplane lunge. Tip your heart forward as you do so. Unhook your right heel, spinning onto your right toes. From your center strength, warrior two. Open up towards the right side of your yoga mat. Adjusting your feet if you need to. Deep inhale, reverse your warrior, side body stretch. And exhale, side angle. Drive your right foot into the earth as your right hand finds the sky. Breathe in to reverse your triangle, lift and lengthen all the way out. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog, so you bend your left knee and bring your hands down to the earth. Stepping back to your flow or step back and lift your hips. As you return to down dog, let's take a deep breath in together. And an open mouth exhale to release. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Hip is square. On your exhale, bend your right heel into that hamstring curl. Take an inhale. Right knee to your nose as you exhale, shift forward. Three-legged dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. This time as you exhale, bend your knee and open your hips. You're in your half dog or dog at a fire hydrant shape. Pausing here for your breath and feel the power of your right glute. And with your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Warrior one, left heel spins down. Press your feet and inhale to rise up tall. And then on your exhale, we're gonna go into airplane pose. So just like before, shifting forward as you unhook your back heel. Find your airplane. Maybe find a little micro bend through your right knee. Then using your strong core and your inhale, start to rise up to stand, super slow motion, one-legged Tadasana. Option to stay here, option for tree pose. Maybe start to bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Option for hands to heart. Try to find that upward energy through the center of your body, from the arch of your right foot to your heart to your crown. You can stay here or option for 2 breaths in figure 4. If you'd like to, take your left ankle on your right thigh, bend your right knee and slide your sits bones back in space. Flexing through your left ankle as you breathe. Maybe fall over. Keep your gaze focused, don't look around like me. We're going to move into a high crescent from here. So you might keep your right knee relatively bent. Maybe lift up just enough to unhook your left ankle from your thigh, and then take a giant step back with your left toes and reach to the ceiling as you inhale. Headed to warrior 2, exhale to open up. Now we're gonna practice this little like warrior 2 switch. So as you inhale, moving to a star pose, you're gonna lengthen your right leg, reach your hands to the sky, and turn your right toes forward. On your exhale, crossing your hands in front of your face, you're gonna swoop-de-doo, warrior 2 to the back of the room, left toes turn. We'll make our way back around, so as we inhale at star pose. On your exhale, your hands cross in front of your face, circling you to warrior 2 to the front. Good, we'll inhale to reverse our warrior, right hand reaches up. And then exhale, side angle, swim forward, left hand goes tall. Reverse your triangle with your breath in. And then we're going to be moving into a half moon. So looking forward to the front of your yoga mat, you're going to bend into your front knee and start to shift into your Ardha Chandrasana. You can bring your right fingertips to the earth. If you want to use a yoga block, you can use a yoga block. You can also float your right hand if you're feeling really strong and don't feel like you need any added support. Now looking at the ground can be helpful for stability. Re-engage your outer left seat, just like we did in our modified half moon as you flex your left foot. And think about rolling your rib cage to square toward the left side of the room. So your left shoulder is leaning back to step over your right. Collarbones are wide, take an inhale. As we exhale, slow motion, we'll meet in warrior 2. Bend your right knee. As gently as you can, step back. Inhale, star pose, all 10 toes forward, reach high. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then maybe an open mouth exhale, letting it go. From here, we're gonna breathe into our halfway lift, we lengthen, and then low lunge to the top of your yoga mat, turn all 10 toes forward. Bring your left palm to the earth and twist your right hand to the sky. Twisted low lunge. Option to stay here, option for side plank. Maybe shifting to your left side, you step your right foot back. Left hand is your base. Hips are high as you push the earth away with your inhale. Then as you exhale, slow motion, high plank. Try to resist gravity, try not to collapse as you tip into your plank pose. On your inhale, shift forward. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog. Okay, finding our way through second side. Use your inhale to send your left leg to the ceiling. And then with your hips square on your exhale, bend your heel to your seat, hamstring curl. Take a big breath in. And on your breath out, bring your knee towards your nose, shift forward with exhale. On your in breath, lift your left leg back to your 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, half dog. Take your breath in. With your breath out, step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Warrior 1, right heel spins down. And root to rise with your inhale. When you're ready, airplane pose. Take your time to lean forward, unhook to the back heel and square your hips, and then shift into your standing balance. And a little softness in your left knee. And then with your next inhale, take your time to slowly rise up. Focus your gaze, one-legged Tadasana. Option to work here, we'll be finding tree pose, Vrikshasana. Hands can always be at heart, or you can move your hands to a different variation to add a different challenge. If you feel really steady, you can close your eyes. Make sure that your breath is flowing deeply in and out of your lungs. Feel free to stay exactly as you are, otherwise figure four, right ankle on your left thigh. Reach your hips back in space. You sink into your one-legged chair. And then just like we did before, we're going to be stepping back into our crescent lunge. So you might keep your left knee relatively bent and strong. We're going to rise up, unhook your right leg, and step back slowly to your high crescent. We inhale tall towards the sky. Then exhale, warrior two, spin open. Moving to that same warrior two switch. Star pose as you inhale, turn all 10 toes forward, reach high. So your hands cross in front of your face. Circle sweeping to your warrior two, back of the room, right knee bent. Inhale, star pose, breathe up. Exhale, hands cross in front of your face, warrior to the front, left knee bends. Breathe in to reverse your warrior, left hand to the ceiling. And exhale, side angle. We rotate our heart open to our right hand in the sky. Breathe in to reverse your triangle, left leg long, left hand tall. Headed to your half moon variation, Ardha Chandrasana. Start to bend into your left knee. With as much control as possible, tip forward and fly. Again, looking down at the earth can be really helpful for stability. And then you're trying to roll your rib cage to face the right side of the room. Left fingertips can be on the earth, a blocker floating in the air. Check in to see what's happening through your outer right seat and your right side body strength. And then as gently as you can, making that steady transition back to warrior two. Slow motion. Right foot rediscovers the earth. We inhale through star pose, and this time to a wide-legged forward fold. Hinging forward to take a moment and catch our breath. Take a really big breath in. And then an open mouth exhale out. Lengthen up halfway with your inhalation, and then turn to the front of your yoga mat, low lunge. Right palm to the earth, twist your left hand to the sky, twisted low lunge. Perhaps you stay here if you're feeling ready for a side plank and like to go there. Step your left foot back with control. Any version of side plank here, front arms draw in, we take our inhale. Hips stay high and buoyant as we exhale to high plank pose slowly. Breathe in to shift forward. With your out breath, vinyasa or down dog. And we'll take a little child's pose for 3 breaths or so. If you want to be in a different shape, feel free to take any shape that you want during this time. Maybe grab a sip of water or a sip of coffee. But shifting to breath again as your main focus. Taking a deeper breath in And a slower breath out. We're gonna move through one more layer of standing flow, building on what we've already created. And then we'll be shifting into our deeper stretches and counterbalance to this practice. So when you are ready, we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. As you find Adho Mukha Svanasana, you're going to take a moment here, relax your head and the external rotation through your upper arm bones. Spiraling your biceps towards your face and into the sky. And inhale reaches your right leg up, three-legged dog. On your exhale right away, bend your knee, open your hip. Option to stay, option for wild thing. Maybe you slowly tip your right toes to the earth and open your chest to the sky. Big breath in. On your exhale, we're meeting in a low lunge. You can move through your three-legged dog, or you can look to the top of your mat and use your strong core to pull your right knee to your chest and take a giant step forward. Once you find your low lunge, inhale to a cow lunge, left knee hovers. And exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen through your legs. As you rebend to your front knee, we'll meet in warrior one, left heel to the earth, root to rise up. Moving your hips and heart square to the front of your yoga mat, take an inhale. We'll fly to airplane pose as we exhale. Option your airplane to micro bend your right knee, pull your navel to your spine, maybe hamstring curl your left heel to your seat. And then we'll root through our right foot and rise up to stand one-legged Tadasana. Now here you can take any of the previous standing balances, so tree or figure four, or you have the option for dancer's pose. Maybe with a little softness in your right knee, you reach down to catch your left foot. Hug your thighs to center, proud with your chest. Option to kick up and back. Maybe tipping forward into your dancer's pose. From whatever shape you're in, we're gonna meet in a high crescent lunge. So you might move through an airplane pose, and then slowly step back, but taking your time to eventually arrive in your high crescent. Open to your warrior two. And then inhale to reverse your triangle right away. Right leg goes long, right hand reaches high. And on your exhale, into side angle, bend your right knee. Send your left fingertips to the sky. And from here, breathe into your reverse warrior. So keep your right knee bent, reach your right hand up and back. And we'll exhale into our half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So whatever variation of half moon you would like to work with. In this layer, we have the option for a little add-on here. So if you would like to, you can bend your left heel towards your seat, just like what we did at the very beginning of our practice. Maybe left hand catches left foot for sugar cane or chapasana. Sometimes bending through your right knee can be helpful to create that connection. And then you're going to use your rib cage and shoulder blades to push your heart forward as your left foot kicks back into your left hand. So creating this really strong circle of energy with your body. Take a breath in. With your out breath, as controlled as possible, go back to your half moon first. And then we meet in our warrior two. Slow release. Good star pose as you inhale, rise up. Wide-legged forward fold as you exhale, hinge down. Take an inhale to lift up halfway. This time on your exhale, bend into your left knee for either a side lunge or Skandasana, just to release the right hip a little bit. Breathe in here. And we're actually going to rotate to the back of our yoga mat this time. So low lunge to the back of your yoga mat. All 10 toes turn. Bring your right knee down to the earth. Wiggle your left foot a little bit wide, so you're in a lizard lunge, hands are on the inside of your left foot. And then we're gonna twist here, left hand reaches back for twisted monkey. If you'd like to, you can bend your right heel to your seat. If it's available, left hand can catch right foot. Maybe allow your left big toe to peel off the earth as you open up. Taking one inhale. And then as we exhale, we release. Moving into our lifted lizard lunge, hands on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, strong with your hands, right leg and core. Option for a little half curl if you want to float your left foot away from the earth first. We breathe into a three-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Exhale to bend your knee, open your hip. Option to flip to your wild thing. As you open your heart, take a full inhale. Meeting in a low lunge, remember you can go through your three-legged dog, or you can look to where you're going and use your core to slowly step your left foot forward. Once you've found your way to your low lunge, right knee hovers. Cow lunge with a big breath in. Exhale back into your cat lunge, lengthen your legs. Bend into your front knee and find your way to your warrior one. So right heel spins down, strong legs as we inhale up. Exhale, airplane pose. Tip forward to fly. Maybe with a little micro bend through your left knee. You might want to add on that hamstring curl, right heel to seat. Again, make sure your core is super engaged to support your low back. Follow your inhale to rise up, one-legged Tadasana. Option to be here, tree pose, figure four, or dancer's pose, maybe right hand to right foot. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to open your chest. Kick back and up. Maybe tip forward a little bit. From your standing balance, we're going to again meet in our crescent lunge. So taking your time, option to move through a little moment of airplane pose before you soften your right toes to the earth. Reach high as you inhale. Warrior two is your exhale. To give the left leg a moment, reverse your triangle, big breath in. Tailbone stretches towards the earth. On your exhale, side angle. Bend into your left knee. Long through both side bodies. Reverse your warrior. Left knee stays bent as we reach up and over. And then into your half moon. So if you tip into your strong left leg. Underneath my counter, you find your half moon, energize through your outer right seat, pull your front ribs in, roll your chest open. If you'd like to go to sugarcane chapasana, bend your right heel to your booty. Again, you can bend your standing leg as well to make your right foot maybe more accessible. And then looking at the earth, I find is always helpful for stability. If you need more challenge, you can lift your gaze. But think about your shoulder blades, stretching your sternum and your tailbone in opposite directions. Then you're kicking back into your hand to open your chest. Here for one more breath in. We will release through our half moon with exhale and into our warrior two. Go ahead and find a star pose as you inhale. Wide-legged forward fold as you exhale. Breathe in to lift up halfway. And as you breathe out, bend your right knee for side lunge or skandasana. Add a little length to your spine on your inhale. And then rotate to your right to face the top of your yoga mat as you exhale. You're going to lower your left knee down to the earth. And walk your right foot out a little bit wider so you're in your lizard lunge. From here, reach your right hand back in space, twisted monkey. Maybe left hand or left foot bends to your seat. Maybe your right hand catches your left foot. Trying to add a little more length to your spine. Again, think sternum and tailbone are reaching away from one another. You breathe in. And then as you breathe out, lifted lizard lunge. Hands on the inside of your right foot, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. You want that half crow moment, squeeze your right knee into your right tricep. Use your core strength to float your right foot off the earth. Three-legged dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip for a moment. We're going half pigeon pose. So shifting gears into deep stretching. Bending your way to half pigeon, right shin moving towards the top of your yoga mat. You always have the option for any hip opening here, so 90-90 or double pigeon, figure four seated or on your back body. Think about energetically encouraging your left hip forward and into the midline. Right thigh bone is plugging back into your pelvis. You can stay lifted, or you can choose to lower down. And we'll just be here for about 3 more breaths. And I'm gonna let you choose how you find second side. So you can go up and back for your three-legged dog if you wanna add in anything like a wild thing or hip circles, a chaturanga, you can do so. If you don't feel called to go up and back through a down dog or a flow, you can also just tip over to your right seat and bring your left shin forward. So finding your way to your half pigeon pose, second side. And then just reminding yourself that your second side might need something different than your first. Making any adjustments. And as you settle in with your breath, just soften your shoulders down your back body. And relax your jaw. And then let's take 3 more really slow and steady breaths. Just like we did on the first side, as you start to feel complete in your half pigeon, you can move back through any three-legged dog action like a wild thing or hip circles or chaturanga, whatever you need. Or you can just tip over to your left seat and bring your legs forward. We will all meet in a seat at the top of our yoga mat though. And then once you've found a seat at the top of your yoga mat, sitting up for a reverse tabletop, hands beneath your shoulders, fingertips facing forward. You're gonna plant your feet. Just start with your sternum. So begin to lift your sternum to the sky. Feel your collarbone spread wide. Your shoulder blades are pushing your heart up. And then if you would like to, press your feet and also lift your pelvis. And once you feel complete in your reverse tabletop, lower your seat to the earth, either slowly and with control. You're gonna lower to your back body using your core, or you're gonna hug your knees in and just relax back. So finding your way down to the earth, whether that's from the strength of your belly, just being gentle with yourself and relaxing back. We'll meet in a full body stretch. Hands extend up overhead. Take a big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale to release. Bring both your knees into your chest, lengthening through your low back as you inhale. And then on your exhale, we're gonna eagle wrap our right leg around our left and drop our knees to the left, eagle leg twist. Now, if you prefer a gentle twist, feel free to unwind your legs and just stack your knees to the left side of your yoga mat. And then allow yourself 3 cycles of breath here. We're going to slowly unwind and bring ourselves back through center, knees to chest. Second side, left thigh on top of right, knees to the right, or a gentle twist, knees to the right. And then again, unwinding your legs. Start to bring your knees back into your chest. And curl your nose up to your knees. Take a really big breath in. And on your exhale, you're either going to release right away to your Shavasana, or if there's a final shape or movement that you'd like to add in, feel free to take a couple rounds of breath on transition. As you settle into your final relaxation and the last few minutes of your practice today, you be gentle with yourself, allowing your entire body to melt into your yoga mat, balancing out the effort, these few minutes of ease. You give yourself permission to be held, permission to let go. And if it would feel good, maybe take one more cleansing breath, breathing deeply in through your nose. And then out of your mouth. You notice that your mind has started to drift. Again, with kindness and compassion, you gently return your awareness to this moment, leaning back to observe your thoughts rather than getting lost in them. Leaning back to notice sensation and sound, movement of inhale in, the movement of exhale out. As you establish the connection between you and this moment, once again, maybe bringing your hands to your heart, maybe also bringing to heart and mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice, or maybe a new intention that you'd like to carry with you throughout the rest of the week. As you bring this intention to the forefront of your awareness, let's take a deep breath in through the nose together. And an open mouth exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, guiding us to live more authentically, love more deeply, and see more clearly each and every day. Thank you so much for being here and taking this time to move and to breathe. And namaste.